Today on Starfield Essentials, your weekly Starfield news report. Kinggath saves Starfield? Exclusive Watchtower voice actor speaks. Tatooine and Mos Eisley on creations and a new Star Wars vision. Variant Constellation members in any universe. Finding a pressurized cave using the Starware search engine. Mechs and AT-ST as outpost defenders. Mech spaceship. Team deathmatch system updated. Latest PlayStation rumor, and Teufel speedrun world record. All stories have chapter markers for easy navigation and links in the description for sourcing. My name is Richard. Let's get started. Kinggath saves Starfield. Okay, not really. Starfield has never needed saving despite what you may read online. However, it's clear that the new Watchtower creation by Kinggath Creations is making a big splash in the Starfield world. Watchtower dropped on May 22nd, along with the first update to Starfield since November 2024. The new code is version 1.15.216, and it follows two betas for Steam, version 1.15.214 and 1.15.215. With respect to the update, it mainly consists of bug fixes, quality of life improvements, and performance improvements. I've tested it on my Xbox Series S and on Xbox for PC. I have not tested it on Steam yet. I'm waiting for a few modders to update code to match the new game version. I spoke briefly with the modders working on the Starfield script extender and address library mods. They said that version 1.15.216 is a significant update to 1.14.74. Although Ian has already released a new SFSE, it will take a while to update the address library. All of this looks like a significant endeavor, so please be patient and kind to your modders. I noticed today that Laurent Kiar posted about the situation, and they are rewriting Starfield engine fixes to remove the address library dependency. This has already been the case with certain Laurent Kiar mods. This work will take a week or more, so please be patient with your modders. They are volunteers. If you play Starfield on console, or using Xbox for PC, or don't use SFSC or the address library, then you should have fewer problems with updating mods. Back to performance improvements. In my previous videos, I showed how the beta performed better on lower and higher end hardware. I got a report from one of my viewers, Amscon5897 on YouTube, with their experience running Starfield on an original ROG Ally Z1. I'm interested in this news because I think the new version is designed to run better, specifically for handhelds, possibly including the Nintendo Switch 2. Regarding the ROG Ally, Amscon notes being able to run Starfield at 900p and seeing 40 to 50 FPS in New Atlantis, and also on worlds with decent foliage and wildlife. Performance increases to 50 to 60 FPS on empty worlds and 68 to 88 FPS in buildings and caves. I've put Amscon settings on the screen for your reference. Let me know if your setup is performing better with the update. Now let's talk Watchtower. This is a new creation from Kinggath Creations. Watchtower Orbital Strike Fleet Command is available for 1,000 credits on Creations. This is a very large creation, as you can see by the space it takes on disk. So far, I've played a little less than 2 hours, and I've not even finished the setup. Here are my first impressions without spoilers. In a word, wow! This creation is expertly done. It takes full advantage of the tools provided by the creation kit, and just doesn't add settings for a player to explore, although it does that too. It introduces a new faction with powerful weapons and a compelling mystery. The environmental aspects are impressive. When clearing the first base in the beginning of the creation, the audio and visual elements are top-notch. There's custom music, and the location is a mix of old and new scenery. With respect to NPCs, so far I've only encountered one new NPC robot and a NPC ally named Torin. I commented on how good the voice acting was, and Will Hanford, Torin's voice actor, responded on Reddit, but let's make that the next story. My TLD on Watchtower is that I definitely think it's worth the price of admission. I have encountered a couple bugs myself. First, when I jumped to Eridani 3, Torin did not appear. I had to interact with a random ship in orbit, jump away, and then return to progress the quest. I also had a weird bug in the first facility. The quest marker led me to a locked door, making me think I had to find a key to continue the quest. It turns out that was not the case, and I just had to go to the ship in the hangar and remove the control device. If you're having any issues with the mod, I suggest bringing it to Kinggath's attention in their forums or Discord linked below. Let me know what you think of Watchtower in a comment. Also, thank you to everyone who pushed this channel through the 5,000 subscriber milestone this week. If you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing. Less than a third of viewers seeing my videos are subscribers. If you want to tell the world and YouTube that you enjoy positive and honest Starfield content, subscribing is a great way to do that. Thank you. Next, exclusive Watchtower voice actor speaks. Making a creation with the complexity and quality of Watchtower requires a lot of talent, and as you can see, there are almost 20 people credited on IMDb with the production of this creation. That's why I have no problem paying 1,000 credits, or $10 US for Watchtower. If you produce quality content, I will support it. Anyway, I found out Torrens' voice actor is Will Hanford, and he had the following answers to my questions on his role. Have you done other video game voice work? Yes. Most notably, I am Orion Morellis and Madras in Legacy of the Dragonborn and the upcoming Odyssey of the Dragonborn. If there's one thing I will always cherish, it's the creativity and passion that surrounds Bethesda games. What was it like working with Kinggath Creations? They are an exceptional team to work with, and I'm proud to lend my talents to them. Any future Starfield work planned? Nothing currently in the pipeline. Like I said, I just started playing the game yesterday, haha! But I'm certainly open to do more, whether it be for Kinggath again or other mod creators. What did you think of Torren and Watchtower? I think he's great. Let me know in a comment. Next, Tatooine and Mos Eisley on Creations, and a new Star Wars vision. I talked about these mods in a previous video, but they are now on Creations, and I have a newfound respect for the modder's vision. Both Tatooine by Radiclown and Mos Eisley by Fox1120 were updated this week. Tatooine is available on Creations and Nexus mods. Mos Eisley is available on Creations and Nexus mods. Radiclown says, do you want to have a Star Wars experience in Starfield's engine without having to download 100 different replacer mods? Then this is for you. Tatooine was made with the intention of creating a non-intrusive Star Wars experience, separate from the main game. It is a standalone planet complete with new creatures, factions, points of interest, armors, and weapons. And it is only the first of many planets to come, as my goal is to eventually have a standalone Star Wars universe you can travel to. But for now, Tatooine lies in the vanilla star map right next to Porrima. Currently there are no quests, but alongside this you can download Mos Eisley from Fox1120 to acquire new gear and followers. I think this is a great idea. I love the concept of just flying to a Star Wars pocket in the Starfield galaxy. Next, variant Constellation members in any universe. Aurelianus, also known as Aurie, is back with a fun new mod that changes Constellation member appearances. Variant NPCs Constellation is available on Nexus mods. By default, the core 4 Constellation members and a few other people will look differently just by installing this mod. Alternatively, Aurie has included a menu that you can call up to choose specific looks for certain NPCs. I've featured change mods for New Game Plus in previous videos, but I think this mod would be a nice low-impact addition for anyone who likes going through the Unity on a regular basis. Aurie has plans to keep adding tweaks, so I hope to see more from this in the future. Thank you, Aurie, for answering my questions on your Nexus mods page. Next, finding a pressurized cave using the Starware search engine. Recently, a viewer mentioned finding the pressurized cave POI and wondered if this was a random event. There is no fixed location for this POI, and it seems to be exceedingly rare. I thought it might be possible to use the Starware search engine mod by Laurent Kiar to locate one of these in my game. As you can see, I was successful. In my case, this POI was only present on Arcturus 2. It was visible from orbit, meaning I could visit it directly from the Starware search engine interface. I highly recommend using this mod if you like to hunt rare POIs like the pressurized cave. Remember that Le Bourgeois Jean produced a massive series exploring the 37 or 38 distinct handcrafted caves in Starfield. I've linked to the first in that series in the video description. Next, Mechs and AT-ST as outpost defenders. Many months ago, I featured mech enemies and AT-ST mods by Radiclown. They were really fun, and I mainly just hunted them down as enemies at a subset of POIs. Mech enemies is available on Creations and Nexus mods. AT-ST enemies is available on Creations and Nexus mods. What I didn't realize, until one of my viewers mentioned it, is that you could add these units as robot defenders to your outposts. Here are the components required and their form IDs, if you want to add them via batch file or console command. By default, you can only have 3 robots in any outpost. If you want to increase that number, I've added the console commands below, along with those for adding turrets and crew stations. These units are so fun! They will hunt down any enemies they find, well beyond an outpost boundary. If they fight human enemies, they are likely to need repair. Just run up to them and hit the repair key. I hope to see more mechs in Starfield in the future. Next, Mech Spaceship. Speaking of mechs, I'd like to briefly share this cool Mech as Spaceship concept posted on Reddit. This is by OKAction5402. Could you imagine if we could operate mechs like this in-game? Personally, I'd be happy to have the existing mechs be operable as vehicles. Let me know what you think. Next, Team Deathmatch system updated. A mod I covered in a previous video has been updated to make it more useful for all players. I showed how it worked in my earlier video, but now it's easier than ever. Team Deathmatch system is available on Nexus mods. This is a mod that allows you to set up red versus blue combat scenarios with specified levels and win conditions. The big change is that now you don't need an outpost to build a deathmatch. Just craft a certain type of grenade at an industrial workbench and throw it wherever you'd like to host a match. I intend to give this a try after I update my main Steam playthrough to the latest game version. Next, latest PlayStation rumor. I usually don't cover rumors, but the word on the street for months is that Bethesda plans to bring Starfield to PlayStation, and also the Nintendo Switch 2. The latest iteration of this rumor appeared on the X account of leaker Nate the Hate 2, who claimed, "Starfield is coming to PS5, and intent should be announced this year. It's just a matter of when the announcement will happen. I would expect the gap between announcement and release to be minimal." The last concrete evidence we saw of PlayStation and Starfield occurred in mid-March, when the PlayStation logo appeared on a work-in-progress mod, as shown here. Bethesda quickly pulled the mod, and we have not seen any PlayStation content since. I would like to see mention of Starfield at the June Xbox event, but it's also possible we might have to wait for the next Sony State of Play event later in the summer. I'm all for bringing Starfield to the PlayStation. The more players, the better! And finally, Teufel speedrun world record. Friend of the channel, Teufel9000, set another Starfield speedrun record this week. This was a New Game Plus, skip main quest, glitches allowed speedrun, completed in 14 minutes, 53 seconds. This broke the 15-minute barrier, which is sort of like breaking the 4-minute mile, which Roger Bannister did for the first time in May 1954. If you'd like details on the tricks Teufel used to complete a New Game Plus in less than 15 minutes, he answered several questions in the Reddit post that I will link below. While I am personally not a speedrunner, I like seeing how others can play this game. Speedruns are pretty useful when you want to know exactly what you have to do, or not do, in order to satisfy certain game situations. Thank you, Teufel, for allowing me to include this footage of your run. And thank you to all subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to show YouTube that you enjoy positive and honest Starfield content. Special thanks to all channel members. I hope you are enjoying our private Discord server. If you'd like to know more about membership, click the join button on the channel. There is no obligation. Anything you and YouTube gives me goes back to this channel, whether it's to buy hard drives for capturing footage or acquiring creations for review. What have you been doing in Starfield? Your insights make this channel a place for positive and honest discussion of the game. In addition to videos, I also post to the community tab for the channel on a daily basis. If you subscribe, you'll see these posts in your YouTube feed. If you made it to this part of the video, please leave a comment with the phrase 4 minutes. By the way, in high school I wore number 41 for cross country and track, and only years later did I learn that Roger Bannister also wore that number when he broke the 4-minute mile in 1954. Also, remember to ring the bell icon and select all notifications. Check out my other videos, and please tell your friends about the channel. My name is Richard. I will see you in the Starfield.